Hey guys, just a little trick that I don't know. I think that everybody ends up with little slivers of paper like this, or really ugly pieces like this, that you you sit in your throwaway box or your reusable, oh my gosh, your stash of scraps. There we go. And you don't know what to do with them. Now, this is just some really ugly paper, but it's a pretty good thick paper. And I used it to cut up to make patterns off something. And, I just hate to throw anything away. But I know I'm not going to use this. To me, this is just not my color scheme at all. And then I've got, just little tidbits like this that, it's like, what am I going to do with these little bits other than to save them to punch something out of or something like that. So what I do most of the time is, like this one, I'm just going to take it and... Sorry, I'm not doing it. There we go. I just got that one where it's, throw that piece away. And then, I'm going to flip this around here. I found some tidbits of stuff that I had in my stash of paper. Just random bits of this and that, but they're all about the same thickness. That's kind of the key on this, is you don't want to go with skinny little like designer series paper and then thicker cardstock and all. So you kind of have to have the same thickness of cardstock. So that's kind of the only thing that I'd say to be careful of. So I have all these pieces. They have to be prepped for this, but which is basically take the strip off so that you get just to usable paper. You don't have to, you don't have to like really worry about how close you're getting. In fact, having them different thicknesses is good. This one I'm just going to cut this heart off, throw that away. And this is just kind of getting this to where it can be useful. I know I'm not going to use something that's going to be that wide, so I'm just going to cut this into pieces. I'm going to cut this kind of in half. And you'll see how all this works in just a minute. I'm going to basically take this and, I should have cut a little bit off first, but I didn't. So this is just, just kind of seeing what I've got, pieces and parts that are going to work. And so this, I'm going to cut it so I've got some different thicknesses there. One more piece here that's got a white edge on it. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so pretty much now I'm just going to go through. I'm going to maneuver some of these things out of the way, but I will end up doing this to all of these. But I'm just going to, I think, work off of these two. And I kind of just went through some of my reds and got some different pattern papers. So there's really no rhyme and reason, and you really don't have to even worry about any rhyme or reason. And I'm just using some... This is, well, if I could see it, yeah, Aleene's tacky glue. And I just kind of get that, just get some on there, good bit. And then I do as much as I can. And I'm just going to, and I like to take it at a slight angle. And I just start putting, of course I try not to waste too much, but I start putting the pieces, I butt them up against each other. This is the main reason why it's important that you kind of use the same thickness, because you do butt these up against each other. And, you know, if they're different thicknesses, it's just not going to work. And again, really not a whole lot of rhyme or reason behind this. I do try and have them have some semblance of you know, looking good with each other. But sometimes I really don't even care about that. Let's get some more glue going up here. But these go together pretty darn fast. And again, if you think about it too much, then you put way too much thought into it, and it just doesn't seem to work as nicely as if you just bang them out. Just bang them out. Some of these are from the same paper collection, but most of them are just all different collections. This one got squished a little bit there. There we go. Yeah, it got pushed so that it got pushed up over the top of this one. So you just have to kind of watch that you're not getting them. Yeah, you know. Oh my gosh, I can't even think. I'm sorry, I just banged that. Yeah, you just want to make sure that you're keeping them flat. I think that's the biggest thing, is just that you're keeping them nice and flat. And I'm just trying to find something else that is going to, this will work. There we go. And as long as it comes up to the corner, I like to make sure it goes a little bit beyond it so that it's working out well. And it's good to do this on a craft mat because the glue usually does squirt out the back sides of this. And then one more. Let's see. Let's see here. What do I have? Okay, I'm going to actually oh. See, that's the only thing, is don't do the craft mat. Don't cut off on the craft mat. I'm just going to cut a bit of this and bring it back up here to finish that off. And there we go. So I'm going to put this one aside, and I'm going to do the other one. Okay. Now, I didn't put this back in my thing, and it's about ready to get refilled. That's going to get, and I might have to re-wet it, but for the most part, that's going to do, because it goes pretty fast. Okay, so I'll start, and you know, if you want to, you know you're only going to use a certain amount, just tear it off. So if you want to use it again further up the line, that you can. So the one was kind of all reds. This one, I'm going to okay. There we go. And this is cute with the little words. Miss Caroline. So I'm putting that on there. So you can use everything on this thing. And they just turn out so stinking cute. I'm going to use this because it's got some greens and browns on it. And make sure that slides up there so it's past the edge. And what else do I have here? This will work. And there we go. So there I have covered with probably things that I would never find anything to do with. All right. And, you know, I would just keep going and just keep doing all of these. You can cover both sides if you'd like. So now I'm going to remove my craft sheet. Over there. And I'm going to bring back the one that has been drying a little bit longer. And I'm just going to run... Sometimes I can do this really well and sometimes I just screw up majorly. I keep cutting into my, because this is not cardstock. It's almost cardstock, but it's not cardstock. So, but I'm getting it close enough. You're gonna at least see what I'm talking about. And then here. Okay. And okay. Now, if we let me put that aside, cut this other one off. And you can still use the majority of these on again. So, you know, you can save these and you got another sheet of paper, or, you know, you continue on down. These little pieces like this, I'm going to go ahead and throw away, but when that's all the waste you have from a sheet of paper, especially like, these were all 12 by 12 sheets of paper, not bad, huh? All right, let's get this. And yep. This one I did much better on cutting. And oops. Okay, and then there's that one. And a few of those I can keep and throw away. Okay, so now bring this back over here. Now this is 12 inches. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half at 6. You know, cut it close. It's still, the glue is still kind of wet, so hopefully, yeah. There we go. Okay. But look how cute. There's that. Take my We Are Memories Keeper. cut them into tags. Now this is 8.5 by 11, so I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. Oh, it was close anyway. So look how cute that is. When you probably saw me doing it, you're going, oh my gosh, those are horrid. They're going to look horrid on there. But they make adorable little tags. And if you're working with, like I just finished a workshop with Jim the Gentleman Crafter. And I came back, we did a, which I'll show you, but we did a, his Curious Curio cabinet, and I loved it. But we use the artisan style papers, and they're just gorgeous papers. But I had a bunch of little pieces, little teeny pieces left that, you know, you just, what are you going to do with? So I did this and did this. So now I have some really beautiful tags that I can put on cards. I can put on gifts. Got nice writing space in the back. I can put them in my Etsy things to send off. You know, a little bit of ribbon ran through there. I'll cut these two into longer ones. It's a full 12 inches apart. These are some strips from a book I just made that, you know, you end up with just these funky little strips, 2 inches wide. I don't know how many times I end up with just, you know, kind of 1.5 or 2 inches wide strips. This is what you can do with them. You take your bits and pieces and parts and you turn them into beautiful tags. Okay? So there's something you can do with some of your stuff, and then you can just put them all together, and when you go to do a card or a gift or got a book that you're working on, grab one, put some more decoration on it, and stick it in there. So, hope that helped out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.